chocolate. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Maitland City Council meeting of October 24, 2022. If you please remember to silence your phone or any other device. And let's start this evening with a brief moment of silence. Please join me. Thank you. If you would please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, and this evening we have a presentation regarding Week of the Family, and Councilperson Lori Wurzel is going to handle that for us. So, thank you.
Whereas the city of Maitland is blessed with a multitude of families, an essential part of the cultural, social, and spiritual fabric of our community, and the city of Maitland recognizes that strong families are at the center of strong communities, that children live better lives when their families are strong, and that families are strong when they live in communities that connect them to economic opportunities, social networks, and services. And whereas everyone has a role to play in making families successful, including neighborhood organizations, businesses, nonprofit agencies, policymakers, and families themselves. And whereas during the week of November 5th through November 12th, 2022, the City of Maitland's residents should take time to honor the importance of families and recommit to enhancing and extending the special connections that support and strengthen them throughout the year. And whereas during this week, we urge residents of the City of Maitland to join other agencies and organizations throughout the county to honor and celebrate our families. Now, therefore, I, Lori Wurzel, by virtue of the authority vested in me and John Lowndes as Mayor of City of Maitland and Lori Wurzel as Councilperson of Maitland, do hereby proclaim the week of November 5th through November 12th, 2022 as Week of the Family. My family helps me achieve endless possibilities. In the City of Maitland, Florida, in recognition and celebration of the American family, and encourage our citizens to recommit to enhancing and extending all of the connections that strengthen and enrich this most valuable institution. And I have Ms. Penny Copel here. Would you like to say a few words?
I would just extend an invitation to everyone. We have lots of activities going on throughout the week, including a mental health fair, and that will be on Sunday evening, and our Mayor Family Fun Day is back finally in person after a few years of not being able to have it. So we are excited about that. That is on November 12th at Cypress Grove Park. So you can find everything, all the information on weekofthefamily.org.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Copel. And we have a nice copy there for you. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Copel, and thank you, Lori. Let's see, let's go with the next item on the agenda, which is old business. I believe, is Mark with us in the spirit?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes. Mark, do you have anything in the old business to report?
No, sir, not tonight.
Okay. Let's move on to the consent agenda. Does anybody wish to remove any of the items from the consent agenda? Any member of council wish to remove any items from the consent agenda? Seeing none, let's open the public period for comments on consent items 2 and 3. Anybody from the public have any comment? Seeing none, let's close the public period, and motion be in order.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion.
Second. No,
Yeah.
we joined second in that.
Okay. All right, Lori, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Guthrie.
Aye.
Councilmember Wurzel.
Aye.
Councilmember Wild.
Aye.
Mayor Lowndes.
Aye. Okay, public period. Now is the time in our meeting that we can hear from any member of the public about any item that's not on the agenda this evening. Please come forward and give us your name. Although we think we know it, but for the record, it'd be nice to have.
I wish you didn't know, right? Joanne Snodgrass Benty, 1771 Chinook Trail, Maitland, Florida. After leaving before the end of the last meeting, I went home and listened to and viewed the same upon returning home. The several items I was going to address tonight, I changed the order because my voice loses volume and clarity, and I'm sure y'all just can't wait to hear what I have to say. Referencing the last meeting, I believe I misspoke on 2 issues. On reviewing, I embarrassed myself and certainly affected others in a negative way. It's difficult for me to address the following as a 47-year career educator. I know better than to express my own concerns without acknowledging the bigger picture being the entire city of Maitland. I wish I could erase some of the words. Once said they can't be. I owe an enormous apology to Mr. Regent for my hasty assessment and harsh words I used towards him and his department. My personal, now self-perceived petty criticisms were ill-placed. He has a huge, all-encompassing task to oversee the city, not just a whining, impatient senior such as myself. I believe it would be in the interest, if it is timely to address this now, that when it is time to end his temporary employment, that you grant him full-term employment. And then, after what I perceived as a non-communicative response from the council concerning the beloved library, I was informed the information had been provided on the city's website with updates. I apologize to all of you. It certainly is not your fault that I'm not proficient in technology and have very little idea on how or where to access that information. I am very grateful for a present librarian who alerted me of this. The library has and continues to be a helpful source of information. And for the council, kudos to you, my neighbors in Dahmer, who speak to me on a very regular basis, have expressed their joyful enthusiasm upon hearing the potential for the upcoming work on beginning to bury, our power lines. That is moving forward on a long time projected upgrade we have hoped for, and now is happening. So thank you for that. This speaks to the progress this present council is very active while looking at and continuing forward to the future. I was also very pleased, and this is what made me reflect on my earlier comments, to hear both the mayor and Councilwoman Wurzel address the efforts of the city manager and his staff efforts in the cleanup of the aftermath of the Hurricane Ida. The enormity of this work was handled efficiently and timely. It indeed was a huge task involving hours of planning and following through.
Thank you, Ms. Benty. Is there anybody else who would like to address the council this evening? Okay, seeing none, let's close the public period. Just as a personal matter, Ms. Benty, I've always enjoyed your comments. I think your comments, as a long-term member of the community, have always been incisive. They have given everybody a chance to reflect, and they come from deep in your heart, and we know that. And I just wanted to let you know that I personally, I'm not speaking for the council here, but I personally have always enjoyed your comments, even when I've been on the receiving end, some and maybe not.
Surely.
So please continue to comment. Please continue to.
Well, Well,
to give us your comments because you have,
Next time, thank you.
you have a great perspective and we appreciate it. Thank you.
I agree with John, by the way. I like it when you stop me and talk to me as well.
Yes.
I did. When I'm on walks and you give me insight, I always
Well,
enjoy
I'm not always right. I
it. But
accept that.
but I enjoy it.
That's a long line.
Okay. All right. Well, this meeting is coming to a close pretty quickly, but let's ask for reports from the city attorney. City Attorney Mayor Baker, would you like to apprise us of?
I have nothing to apprise you of, except when I found out, which I think you guys probably already know, that we're still trying to get reimbursed from Irma. I just hope Ian goes a little better than that one.
It's only been 5 years?
It's only been 5 years, so we don't get too far ahead of ourselves.
Okay. All right. Mr. City Manager, Mr. Regatini?
I don't have anything for tonight, but I will be giving you guys updates individually as we wrap up the final cleanup around the city.
Okay. Great. Mr. City Clerk?
Yes, just wanted to remind everybody of the meeting, special call meeting next Tuesday, November 1st, from tomorrow.
Okay. Anybody from council have any items?
Just something real quick, Mark, they're gonna give you, because I got home yesterday from my travels and everybody's bombarding me with that question about cleanup. So are they going to give you a report of when they're projecting to be through picking up everything?
Yeah, they will be. There's still the problem we're running into is for this weekend is that the landfill was closed on Saturday. They usually keep Saturday hours. The landfill was closed on Saturday. Then they give us daily updates. There are some neighborhoods that still haven't been picked up. We haven't forgotten anybody, but we are asking that folks not continue to put debris out after they're picked up because it's at this point in time it's really not hurricane related. 2-3 weeks afterwards. So we're working to get that out, and we're about 3/4 to 80% through. So it should move pretty quickly over the next week.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask, so you answered my question for me. Thank you. That's it.
So Mark, just to follow up on that, it sounds like, I mean, I've seen some debris in our neighborhood. Most of it's been picked up, but there are several blocks where it hasn't, and it looks to me it's old stuff that's been there a while, so it was hurricane related. And then I've seen other things where people are starting to move stuff out, which may or may not be. But are you saying that we should tell our neighbors not to put anything else out, but the old stuff will get picked up?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there are areas down there. We have our maps updated daily. That there are some areas down there that still haven't been picked up. Some areas north of Maitland Boulevard haven't been picked up either. Unless anything's happened today, some of the cul-de-sacs haven't been picked up. So we're working the main roads first and then working into the lesser traveled roads.
Okay. So there's really just, we're going to do one pass, not 2 passes?
Yeah, we're going to be following up. We've got our dump truck certified, so we're going to be out assisting, relocating debris. So we're just trying to get things done as quickly as possible. We are in isolated areas. We have our crews out looking for stuff that we might have missed on our first pass. But those are certainly isolated areas. Most people have done a pretty good job getting them stuff out quickly, and most of it's been picked up. We will still be circulating back through the city and working to get everything picked back up.
Okay, thanks. Mr. Wilder, anything to report? All right. Oh, go say yes.
2 things. One, we have Maitland Halloween Saturday, right outside, 5 to 9. I'll certainly be there in disguise with my children for Halloween. And then also Bike 5 Cities is on Saturday, so that's through Bike Walk Central Florida, which I mentioned because their Bike 5 Cities tour goes through Maitland. So Maitland Community Park is one of the stops on the Bike 5 Cities. I'll be participating, but not in that one because that's 11 miles and beyond my abilities, but I'll be doing the 5-mile family friendly one. In any case, that's on Saturday as well.
Okay, and they'll come through Benton City, Community Park and be there with big to do. Great. And I guess that's it. I have nothing to report, so let's adjourn.
That was one time.
That's all that matters, and I have to go cruise the rest. I was in the